What's going on, everyone, and welcome to the Biotech Buzz, your favorite show for all things biotech stocks. My name is Rohan, and of course, I am joined by our lovely host, the queen of all things biotech, Miss Vivi. Vivi, what is going on?
Good morning. And actually it's good afternoon if you're on East Coast. Happy Tuesday. How are you guys doing? How are you doing?
Tuesday, indeed. All right, comments. We're waiting for some people to roll in. Okay, we got a small little crew with us.
Today's small crew today.
Just, say hi if you're in the chat.
Hi, guys. Yeah, say hello. Would love to hear from you guys.
How are things looking in the biotech world today, Vivi?
It's, the market's a little shaky today. That's for sure. Let me just check something here. Yeah, XBI is down. That's the biotech ETF. So bios are not really doing well today. So I wanted to go ahead, and if you can pull up for me PRVB, because it was one that we talk about it. So it's so funny. I at first I thought it would be cool to buy, because I do feel like it's such important drug is to prevent type 1 diabetes. We don't have anything out on the market for that. But then I start looking at the studies and also the concerns with the FDA about the PK compatibility. So that I kind of got cold feet. I bought 1,000 shares and I sold 1,000 shares 20 minutes later, and I'm glad I did. So my intuition was right. For PRVB, they get a CRL, so hopefully they will be able to collect some data. I still would not buy here. I would have waited a little longer, but hopefully they can figure these things out. And I still believe in our company, but I was, very few times I hold through PDUFA. I just have to have a lot of confidence to do it. So, and then if you can put an ITRM, you guys also were, tireless times asking me about ITRM, and I told you guys I did not like ITRM. So they got also an extension. The FDA is requiring more information, and I do believe that it's probably going to be another 3 months delay. But I also wasn't too positive in regards to approval for this antibiotic, so I still not 100%. But if we do have a date for a PDUFA, because I guess they're just collecting some additional data that the FDA require, I doubt it's going to be ready by July 20. I think it's July 27th. So I definitely warned you guys about that one. I didn't feel really good about it. So you see here a huge drop. What, it was a 50%, Rohan? What was that before? It got to 270, huh? Now it's all the way to 130.
Oh, it got up to 298 almost, it looks like.
Yeah. And then another one that also people ask me, and I'm not 100% positive, and I told you guys I would not buy it, is a CCXI. So CCXI had a huge dive from 30 down when they did an AdCom meeting. So it was 10 positive versus A negative. And I heard that the one person that did positive didn't answer right. So it was going to be like a tie, 99. And so there's a lot of concerns with efficacy comparing to prednisone. And they just got an extension for 3 months. So when I was telling you guys, the one thing that I feel very good about ARDX, if you can pull that up for me, Rohan.
Of course.
Is that ARDX, we already went through the extension. I feel like with the COVID, FDA is pretty backed up. I think that they're giving extensions left and right. And that's why I never suggest you guys to buy short-term options for PDUFA plays. I never do them. So if you do want to do, you want to do leap calls, you want to put the calls like 6 months out, because look what happened to ARDX. The PDUFA date was April 29th. It didn't happen. Now it got extended to July 29th. And the reason I'm very bullish here is that the extensions out of the way, right? So we don't have problems with extensions anymore. We have a set date. We didn't need any AdCom meeting. It's a second indication for a drug that is already been studied and it has already been proved that it's safe. And also, I told you guys, I know people that work for this company that's just waiting for this company to get approved, to get the ground running and start working. So I am holding fully here. It's it's July 29th is the PDUFA. So I feel like it's still here. I expect at least a 40% growth at the time of the PDUFA, the time of approval. So that's going to be one. And then if you can bring back, since there's a lot of bleeding going on in biotech, if you can bring back BCRX.
Sure.
Yes.
That is not the right ticker. Okay. There we go.
Yeah, so BCRX 16, it's been hovering around 16 and 17 for the longest time. And we're a month away from earnings. I think earnings is the first week of April. And I believe that we will beat earnings. And I feel like this is gonna be, I'm expecting at least $20 a share by the beginning of August. So still a very good opportunity. So we're talking about 30% up from here, right? So you can't complain in a month. And I told you guys, that's my baby. I believe this company is going to be $100 one day in 3 to 4 years from now. So it's a long-term hold for me. I don't mind because I see the gold pot at the end of the rainbow for this one, for sure.
So if people are expecting BCRX to do well at earnings, do you think it's going to be like a sell the news type deal? And
it could,
so, how far?
It could be. It could. I don't think it's gonna sell the news because there's so much potential here. I feel like there's a lot of people on the sidelines waiting to see if they're gonna do well in earnings. So earnings is not a guarantee. I remember when I worked for Gilead, every time we had our earnings, the stock would drop. It has to do with the guidance as well, right? For me, I'm not really concerned. Like if we get in at 16 and it doesn't go to 20 in August, would I sell in August if it got to 20? No, I'm still not going to sell. So I told you guys, this is one of the companies that for me is a preserve capital kind of company. Every time I have earnings, I put my money towards there because I know I believe in a DD, I believe in the fundamentals, and I know this is going to be in a kick-ass company one day. So, and the funny thing is, it's grabbing a lot of attention. I was at a 4th of July with friends, and they had a BCRX on the watch list, and I haven't seen them or talked to them for so long. So I think it's getting a lot of traction, And if you look at it, the IV for the options, the calls for September 20 are huge for that $20 call. So I think people are very optimistic that we can get to 20 by earnings for sure.
Awesome. Yeah, I just kind of just decided to add to this position a little bit as well, but we'll see if it drops down a bit. I put a limit order in for like 1550 or something like that.
Yeah, that's I don't even know if it'll go that low. Looking at history, but it's definitely a company that I would suggest that you leave there as a long term, that's going to grow. And it's really like for me, it's very good recession proof. It doesn't drop as much, it's SPY might dive, XBI might dive, and it never goes below, that threshold between the 15 something to 17. So I feel like it's a very safe, company to put your money in for sure. And then I wanted to tell you guys, did I talk to you guys about CY? Let me see. Let me just see.
CYSX, is that what it is?
Not CYXS. CKPT. Did I talk to you guys about a Checkpoint, right? So I talked to you guys about Checkpoint at a 283. It's a 293 right now. So I have some feedback from you guys. I have 7,000 shares of a Checkpoint. The reading is not going to be until October, so we still have times, right? So I think it's going to hover around. And then like a month before October, I see this company gain at least $1 a share, right? My strategy is to sell 6,000 of the 1,000 shares and just let her ride the 1,000 shares for the data readout. I believe that the data readout, it looks really good based on the phase 1 trial, how our overall rate of response is very similar to Keytruda, but it's a huge gamble. And so if I can make $6,000 off this swing, I am just gonna not hold everything to phase 3, because I think phase 3 is even worse than PDUFA, right? Because PDUFA, at least we already, we're able to see efficacy and safety, and there's a statistical significance. Phase 3 is like, you have no idea what's gonna be. It can either not be statistical significant and not have an efficacy, or it can be, amazing results. So for sure, so I was talking to people in Genentech, and they were telling me that the biggest challenge they're gonna have is that they're going after Keytruda, and Keytruda is like a monster of a drug for Merck, and they are seeing oncologists all the time and talking about the drugs. And a lot of times they have a better drug than Keytruda, and the doctors are still inclined to prescribe Keytruda. So she said to me, like, hold something for PDUFA, because once we have the results for phase 3 Q4, we might see PDUFA day by July. But she's like, but you want to sell it, because sales, for them to be able to prove sale, is going to be really, really tough to go against, a Merck and Keytruda. So that was the feedback I got from them. They say the data looks really good. I saw the data. I think it looks really good, at least the preliminary data, but who knows what's going to happen in phase 3. So that was my tip for you guys. And then if you can put a SCSN for me there. I talked to you guys about that. PDUFA is August 18th. I think is a great time to get in. I am, after what happened I told you guys some of the prerequisites for me to hold it through PDUFA. It has to be a drug that already it's been approved for a different indication, or it has to be a drug that's a pro-drug, that it's off a molecule. Cancer for me is a little risky. I will sell most of it before PDUFA, but I'll hold some as a gamble, because I do believe this drug is going to be amazing, and it's going to be a lot of these doctors are going to be able to prescribe, do this treatment, this chemo treatment, in their offices instead of sending them to infusion centers. So this is a swing for me. I talked to you guys about a couple months ago. It was only $2 when I told you guys. But I feel like at this price right now, at $4.06, I feel like we can see at least $1 share for this company before PDUFA. At least, I would say. And what else is going to tell you guys? I think I can take questions, because we're halfway through the show. Can you read them to me, Rohan?
Yep. All right. Okay. Alpha Value over here is asking about AVIR and LM or LRMR. Two tickers he was talking about.
Okay.
AVIR. That is, let's see. That's Atea Pharmaceuticals.
Okay. AVR. Okay, Alea, okay, AVR. Okay, but judging for the price, it's not a penny stock. So I'll take a look for next time. What was the symbol? AV what?
AVIR and LRMR.
LRMR. I have not. I don't know about these companies, so I'll take a look for the next time. And what else? Any other?
Yeah. Okay. So a couple people asking about CTXR. We've talked about them a couple times on the show before.
Yeah.
Anything new there?
What is the CTXR?
Yeah. Sidious.
So let me just take a look. Take a look. Let me see. Just a second, guys. I'll wing it and look for it right here. CTXR. Can't remember everything about the company. Okay, Citius Pharma. Do we have any catalysts coming up? Is that the reason you guys? Oh yeah, that's the one that has a really funky pipeline, because you cannot see like the timelines for the pipeline. So Yeah, this is really hard for me to check because SA is a fast track designation and patent protection until June 2024. They have a phase 2, current in phase 3 pivotal superiority trial. I don't know what that means. Big words there. Looks like superiority, pivotal superiority trial. I guess, I mean, any kind of a companies that have a phase 3 that's going to have a readout, as long as we have the timelines, we know it's going to be a good swing. But I would not hold any company that is giving a phase 3 data readout. So I have to take a look, guys. I don't like the website. The website looks very unprofessional. And it's really hard to read, but I will try to dig and see what's up with that, because I cover, but then you guys asked me again, and I don't remember what was my thoughts on that. So CYTR. Okay, next. I saw somebody asking about NSPR, right?
Yeah, let's take a look at it.
So one of my strategies, I lost so much money there, is like NSPR. I is still very bullish with the technology. I feel like this company is going to be amazing. But I was in the impression, a lot of people are telling me, oh, a device, it doesn't take 3 years like a drug. And, they're probably going to have their stents approved within a year. So when we saw the conference call and the CEO said it was 3 years out, I was like, damn, I don't want to like lock up my money for 3 years, on 50% on the reds. So every time I make, I do a swing and I make money, I slowly unload my, my red shares, so I don't feel as much. So if I'm up $3,000 for this swing, I will take $1,000 loss, if that makes sense for you guys. So I unload tremendously here. I have a very little now compared to what I had. It was painful for me to get rid of it, but I will be, the float is really small. I would have checked what the next catalyst is, but I will be back heavy on this stock when we have our next catalyst. So I think that the next catalyst would be to see if they already finish all the enrollment, right, for this trial. So I will take a look just to give you guys some updates on that. But unfortunately, we're just too early for the party on this company. But this company is going to be amazing. The same way with the HLLI, if you can put that up for me. Low floater too.
Is that HJLI?
HJLI. I think this company is going to be huge. They have a product for CVI, is like for the veins, and before nothing but bandages were available. So these patients are actually going to be able to go back to their activities. But the problem is they are also doing studies in the United States, and they're still out a ways of having a product. But this is a company that I feel like it's going to be huge disruptive technology. Like they actually going to have a treatment for millions of people. So I like this company, but again, if there's no catalyst coming, it's a dormant stock. And I like to see some movement with the stocks that I own. I like to see like action, like if it's a catalyst or if there's an ER coming. So that would be my opinion. So any other questions?
I believe we do have a couple more. I'm actually going to pass it off to Mr. Spencer Israel, who's going to help you out for the rest of the show. I do have to run.
Oh, no, that's okay.
But yeah, it looks like we got a couple more questions, and
sure.
Spencer will help you out with that right here.
Hi, Spencer.
Hang on.
I can hear you.
Okay. What's up? All right, let's keep going. Keep going with the chat. Keep going with the chat.
No, it's just if you can just read out the chat for me. Yep. I'm trying to do a couple things at the same time here. So
I got you. Okay, Dom. I see you, Dom. MREO. Did we cover that yet?
I like MREO. Yeah. It's an Israeli company, but they're out of cash. Oh, no. That's PPBT. I like MREO. We just needed to know what the next catalyst so we can play that, right? Because I told you guys we want to, have enough, play the catalyst, so sell half, wait for them to do an offering, buy back, and then sell half on a catalyst, wait for another offering, buy back. I mean, these companies have no producing, there's no capital, there's no commercialized drugs. So that's how I play. That's how I play the companies that I feel like I want to hold for a long time in order to bring my cost average down. I rinse and repeat. I sell half and I buy back every time the stock dives. So I like the company though. They had some really good preliminary data here, and I day traded a company actually. I should have kept a little bit, but I didn't. So
what about, all right, BNGO? How often do we talk about BNGO?
I like BNGO. It's for me, it's like one of those disruptive technologies. Like it's my set and forget it. I have 1,000 shares of that. I needed to look what is the next catalyst coming up for this company, but I like this company. I like the technology. So it's a hold for me, but I haven't vividly followed too much. So I needed to see what's next. So if you guys know what is next, what's the next exciting thing for BNGO, let me know. Send me a message on. But I own this stock.
Do you ever feel sad if there's a stock you've owned for a long time and then you sell it? Whether or not you made money or lost money, but you decide to sell it after wanting to hold it for so long. Do you ever feel sad?
You know what? I had a fate. I had 4,000 shares of 380. I regret at least not saving 500 shares of a fate. Because I bought it at 380, and I had 4,000 shares of that. And wow. I knew the CEO, and the CEO stepped down and went from 380 to $2. And, the funny thing is the CEO kept all his shares. Like I went and ran into the CEO a few years. That was a bad move for him. He went to Intercept. He went to ICPT, which is not doing well. And he left to Intercept, and he's like, oh, I never sold my shares. So if he was a CEO of the company, I mean, they're loaded now. They're loaded. They live in La Jolla, loaded. But I like the company. I thought I was like, woohoo, I have 100% gains. I'm going to sell. I wish I had kept 500 shares of it. So
moral of the story is always keep a tiny sliver.
Tiny little sliver. If you do believe in a company, the same with if you pull it up, ARWR, and everybody's like, oh, but there's still a lot of room for that company. I'm like, I refuse to pay this much for this company. I had it at $3. I remember when they were having the results in monkeys, I'm like, I refuse to buy it now. But it was a company, I had 5,000 shares, so it's like, ugh. I could have just been retired by now.
It's the principle of the matter. It's the principle.
Yeah, but if you do, especially bio, it's almost like a lotto ticket. If you've made a lot of money with a ticker, leave 500 shares in there. But I think the psychology of seeing 50 tickers in your, on your account, you don't want to be holding that many. Sure. But now for me, for biotech, if I like the company, for some reason the company is still in really early stages, I'm holding no matter what. So if you can pull LCTX, I know this company is going to be mega. It's going to be huge. They were able to prove retinal regeneration. And I know there's a guy on StockTwits. He is a surgeon, and he is really have invested there, and he shares his DD. And this company is going to be disruptive, right? Because there's nothing out there for that. And so there's stem cell. So they're going to have a spinal regeneration. Now they were proof concept for retina regeneration. But, as a 278, they even spoke at the Benzinga Biotech conference. They have money. They have only money for 10 months left. So, but I have 4,000. Yeah, they have 10 months of money left.
That's not enough time.
No. So it's, I asked the CEO, because the CEO and I are in contact, and I said, how much money you have? And he's like, I have 40 million, and we're burning 4 million. I think, I don't remember, but it was maybe 10 quarters. That would, I think, would make more sense. I have to look at my notes, but regardless, okay, this company doesn't have a product, is not even close to a product, but they already proved that they can regenerate retina, which is amazing. So I will, on the next catalyst, if that 278 goes to $5, I'm selling 2,000 shares of that, and then wait it to come down, because that's the problem with the small biotech. You're never going to sustain a gain like BCRX if there's no money flowing in. So that's how you are successful trading or swinging even doing long-term biotech. You got to know that you can't just buy 10,000 shares at $2 and expect it's going to be 80, and there's not going to be any reverse split or dilution. So that's how I usually approach small bio.
All right. Well, you just told us this was going to be huge, and then you said that you have only 10 months of cash left. So I don't know what to think about this one now.
Yeah, because I mean, again,
That's scary. That's
but
terrifying.
But this is every biotech company. I mean, they have a technology, but they know they're gonna have to raise money, and usually they don't raise money by getting companies behind. They usually raise money by, they do have the companies behind, but they issue more shares so that company can invest in them, so they continue to dilute.
All right, back to the chat. Have we talked KMPH yet? They're asking.
Yeah, so KMPH, I got a word from the recruiter, because she wanted me to interview for the company, and I'm too seasoned of a rep, and the pay wasn't that great. So I'm like, I'd rather do trading than get paid this. But I wanted to work for them. I was going to be excited. And she said that they're launching the drug in mid of July. And I remember I talked to the manager, and he told me, like, the start date's going to be around June for launch in July. So it's gonna be, I mean, they renew their shelf offering. There's nothing new, but I think a lot of people got scared with their shelf offering. But it's just a matter of a waiting game at the moment. I feel like this is still gonna be a $30 share stock at the end of the year. They have a phenomenal team. I mean, this is like the dream team, the people that actually invented and launched and sold Vyvanse to Shire. So I believe on the management. They're amazing. And it's just a matter of now, what is the next, so July, August, September, October, November. We're not going to know sales results until November, unless we have, some updates on pipeline, or we have, maybe they were issuing a PR talking about the weekly numbers, for the first weekly numbers of a sales. That I think would be cool. So before that, it's just going to be dormant for a while. And I told you guys. So the moral of the story here is you want to sell 80% of your positions at PDUFA and just wait it until they can produce sales to buy back before the first quarter, because it's pretty much a slam dunk. You get an approval and then it drops until they can prove that they can sell the drug, if that makes sense for you guys.
All right, we'll do a couple more. Sarah's asking about what DTIL, and she wants to know what the July 1st news release means. Well, let's pop over into
check it out.
DTIL. July 1st, doses first patient in phase 1 clinical trial. Okay, so this all that means is they're just moving right along. Like, this is them just announcing, like, okay,
they're fluffing a PR so the stock can go up. But that's how biotech is. Right. Everyone swings for the next conference or the next dosing, phase 1 dosing, or the next new drug application, or the next new drug investigation. So so it's just part of the game.
Right. Well, this is them saying, just so you guys know, we
initiated a study. Yeah.
This is still happening. We're not doing nothing over here, right? Right. This is basically what they're saying. It's like, we're not doing nothing. We're doing something. We are progressing. Just here's an update. So it doesn't really mean a whole lot. It's them saying, hey, don't forget about us.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Okay. One or two more. Orf.
Yeah, I mean, Orf, it's so funny. Did you hear the story, Spencer? I talked to everybody about, I bought Orf at $10 a share after they went from 77, So they went from 77 down to 10, and I bought it. And then the next day went to 23. Okay, and I sold a portion of it, but I got greedy. I left. I ended up breaking even here, but I got greedy and I left to like 30% because I'm like, okay, this is a short float. So it's a short float. PDUFA is going to come. That can go back to the 77. And a lot of us did, but nobody can blame me. I gave over 100%. And we all should have sold when we had that bump to 23, but we all got greedy, right? And what happened is they got a complete response letter about, I knew that they were off on the statistical significance in terms of efficacy, but they have Europe is a lot more gentle when it comes to approval. They have a Q4 approval. So the approval is in Q4. So there's still chance. The float is low. I still believe the apes can come and take over that float and bring that stock back to $60. So I'm always have that stock on my watch list for sure.
All right, guys. Vivi is on our stream on our channel 2 days a week, every Tuesday, Thursday.
I am, but I'm taking a vacay. So
I know. Wait a minute. Tell us about this, because I heard about this through the grapevine today. So.
I am really bummed out though, because I'm going to Cancun and they have that seaweed infestation. Have you heard of that? The sargassum.
No,
it's awful. It smells and makes the ocean all black, like all brown. People cannot even it's really warm temperatures. So
is it dangerous?
It's not dangerous, but it stinks, and the ocean is ugly. So luckily there's a lot of cenotes. There's over like 700 cenotes, and in Cancun, which is those holes in the water, like a caves that you can swim. So, and then Isla Mujeres and Cozumel has no algae, seaweed. So I might just take a ferry to go there. But I'm leaving. You guys are gonna laugh. I'm leaving because my mom cannot come to United States from Brazil without quarantine in Mexico. It doesn't make any sense. Even though she's vaccinated, even though the COVID rates are getting higher, they still have to quarantine. So she's like, do you want to come and quarantine with me in Mexico? So I'm going for 2 weeks to Tulum and Cancun.
Okay, so are you out Thursday?
So I'm out. I won't be back until the 22nd. I'll be back and I can do the show.
Oh my God! So no show on the 8th, no show the 8th, the 13th, the 15th, or the 26th, maybe the 22nd.
Yeah. Oh no, who knows? Maybe I will check what kind of if the seaweed situation is so bad, and maybe I'll check what kind of a connection I have there, and maybe I'll pull in a show from the beach.
Oh geez. Okay. Well,
I know I'm gonna be missed. I know.
Yes, you will be missed. Everyone, drop us a like for Vivi at biotech_SD.
Yes.
And we want to see you for a couple weeks. Have fun swimming in smelly seaweed. And,
probably it's not. I'm gonna go to the cenotes. I'm gonna be with my mom. I guess that's the most important thing. So you guys have a great one. I'll try to check my schedule, Spence, and see my Wi-Fi situation. Maybe I'll drop in before.
All right, let us know, guys. The After Close show is going to start in about 10 minutes from now. Vivi, thanks a lot. We'll talk
bye, you guys. Good to see you all. Okay, bye-bye.
Bye, Vivi. Smash the like, and that'll be a wrap. So, again, this show is going to end, and the After Close show will start in around 10 minutes or so is when I'll hop on, and I'll bring Joel on at 3:30, and that'll be the end of the programming into the close. We've got more stuff after the close, though. Don't forget, Money Mitch, Cannabis Insider, Ryan Rosbiani with the Ruel Report, Trading Nomadic, all still to come later today. So a lot to get to on the schedule. That's a wrap for Biotech Buzz, everyone. I'll see you in a few minutes for the At the Close show.